Welcome to Creepy, the best horror storyteller on YouTube.
Part 1.
It was supposed to be a simple experiment. A harmless test of a new drug that promised to enhance human intelligence and creativity. A chance to make some extra money and contribute to scientific progress. That's what they told him when he signed up for the trial. His name was Leon, and he was a struggling writer. He had always dreamed of becoming a successful novelist, but his books never sold well. He was stuck in a dead-end job as a copywriter for a boring magazine, barely making enough to pay his rent and bills. He needed a breakthrough, something that would spark his imagination and unleash his potential. That's why he agreed to participate in the experiment. He had seen an ad online, looking for volunteers to test a new drug called Neurox. The advertisement claimed that Neurox was a revolutionary substance that could boost brain power, memory, and creativity. It said that the trial was safe and supervised by a team of experts from the University of California. It also offered a generous compensation of $10,000 for each participant. Leon was intrigued. He thought that maybe Neurox could help him write better stories, or at least give him some inspiration. He filled out an online application and soon received a phone call from a friendly voice, inviting him to the university campus for an interview. He arrived at the Department of Neuroscience on a sunny morning, feeling nervous and excited. He was greeted by a young woman in a white coat, who introduced herself as Dr. Alice Carter, the lead researcher of the project. She smiled and shook his hand, and led him to a small office. "Thank you for coming, Mr. Leon," she said. "We are very happy to have you as one of our candidates." "Thank you, Dr. Carter," he said. "I'm glad to be here." She asked him some basic questions about his health, his background, and his motivation for joining the experiment. He answered honestly, telling her that he was a writer who wanted to improve his skills and earn some money. She nodded and took notes on a clipboard. "Very well, Mr. Leon," she said. "You seem to be a perfect fit for our study. You are healthy, intelligent, and creative. You have no history of mental illness, drug abuse, or allergies. You are also willing to take some risks and try new things. You are exactly what we are looking for." She smiled and handed him a consent form. "This is the contract that you have to sign before we proceed. It explains the details of the experiment, the possible benefits and risks, and your rights and responsibilities. Please read it carefully and sign it if you agree." Leon took the form and scanned it quickly. It was a long and complex document, full of legal jargon and technical terms. He didn't understand half of it, but he trusted Dr. Carter and her team. He figured they knew what they were doing, and they wouldn't harm him. He signed the form and gave it back to her. "Thank you, Mr. Leon," she said. "You have just made a very important decision. You have agreed to be part of a groundbreaking research that could change the world. You have also agreed to take Neurox, a drug that could change your life." She opened a drawer and took out a small bottle. Inside it, there were 2 white pills. She handed one to Leon and kept the other one for herself. "This is Neurox," she said. "It is a synthetic compound that mimics the effects of a natural neurotransmitter called serotonin. Serotonin is responsible for regulating mood, appetite, sleep, and cognition. It also plays a role in creativity, learning, and memory. Neurox enhances the production and activity of serotonin in the brain, resulting in increased mental performance and well-being." She swallowed her pill and gestured for Leon to do the same. He hesitated for a moment, looking at the pill in his hand. He wondered what it would do to him, how it would feel, what it would change. He felt a surge of curiosity and anticipation. He decided to go for it. He popped the pill in his mouth and washed it down with a glass of water. "Good," Dr. Carter said. Now, we have to wait for about an hour for the drug to take effect. In the meantime, I will show you around the lab and introduce you to the other participants. There are 4 of them, and they are all very nice and interesting people. You will be working with them for the next 2 weeks, as part of the experiment. She got up and opened the door. Please follow me, Mr. Leon, she said. Welcome to the Neurox project. Leon followed her out of the office, feeling a strange sensation in his stomach. He didn't know if it was excitement, nervousness, or something else. He wondered what the next 2 weeks would bring, what he would experience, what he would discover. He hoped that Neurox would help him achieve his dreams, or at least make them more vivid. He didn't know that Neurox would also give him nightmares. Nightmares that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Nightmares that would make him wish he had never taken the pill. He didn't know that Neurox was not a harmless drug. It was a dangerous experiment. An experiment gone wrong.
Part 2.
Leon followed Dr. Carter to the lab, where he met the other participants of the experiment. They were all young and smart, from different backgrounds and fields of study. There was Evan, a computer science student who wanted to create the next big app. There was Zoe, a music major who wanted to compose a symphony. There was Maya, a psychology student who wanted to understand the human mind. And there was Lucas, a biology student who wanted to cure diseases. They all greeted Leon warmly, and Dr. Carter explained that they were all taking Neurox, just like him. She said that they were part of a special group, selected for their high potential and creativity. She said that they were going to work together on various tasks and challenges, designed to test and improve their cognitive abilities. She said that they were going to have fun and learn a lot. She also introduced them to the other members of the research team, who were monitoring their vital signs and brain activity. There was Dr. Lee, a neurologist who was in charge of the EEG and MRI machines. There was Dr. Jones, a pharmacologist who was in charge of the drug administration and dosage. And there was Dr. Smith, a psychologist who was in charge of the behavioral and emotional assessments. They all seemed friendly and professional, and Leon felt reassured. He thought that he was in good hands, and that nothing could go wrong. He was wrong. The first day of the experiment went smoothly. Leon and the others took another dose of Neurox, and then proceeded to the testing room. There, they were given a series of puzzles, games, and quizzes, ranging from logic and math to trivia and creativity. They all performed well, scoring higher than average on most of the tasks. They also felt more alert, focused, and confident. They enjoyed the challenge and the competition, and they praised each other for their achievements. Dr. Carter and her team were pleased with the results. They congratulated the participants and told them that they were showing remarkable improvement. They said that Neurox was working as expected, and that they were witnessing the birth of a new generation of geniuses. They said that they were proud of them, and that they should be proud of themselves. They also told them that they had prepared a special treat for them. They said that they had booked a suite at a nearby hotel, where they could relax and have fun for the night. They said that they had arranged for a limousine to pick them up and take them there. They said that they had paid for everything, and that they could do whatever they wanted. They said that they deserved it, and that they should enjoy it. They said that they would see them the next morning, for the second day of the experiment. Leon and the others were thrilled. They thanked the researchers and got ready to leave. They packed their bags and boarded the limo, which was waiting for them outside. They waved goodbye to Dr. Carter and her team, who smiled and waved back. They didn't know that it was the last time they would see them alive. They didn't know that the hotel was not a hotel. It was a trap. A trap set by Dr. Carter and her team. They didn't know that Neurox was not a drug. It was a weapon. A weapon designed by Dr. Carter and her team. They didn't know that they were not participants. They were victims. Victims of Dr. Carter and her team. They didn't know that they were not part of an experiment. They were part of a conspiracy. A conspiracy orchestrated by Dr. Carter and her team. They didn't know that Dr. Carter and her team were not researchers. They were terrorists. Terrorists who wanted to destroy the world. They didn't know anything. But they would soon find out. They would soon find out the truth. The horrible truth. The truth about Neurox. The truth about the experiment. The truth about the experiment gone wrong.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more similar horror stories.